Hello, hi. Welcome to the new video. Here is one more interview questions experience I got where it was like pre-interview questions which the company was HPE, Hewlett Packard Enterprise. So it was for a role of security operations. We can say DevSecOps, and experience was 3.5 years. I got a call from the talent acquisition team, and as a part of prerequisite or else screening round, so they asked to answer these particular questions and reply to that email. Okay, so I think mostly the further expectation questions or else areas where they are focusing might be in the same. Okay, so there are a lot of scenario based questions among AWS, Ansible, Terraform, security related, Git, regarding the version control. I will share each and every questions, total 5 categories and 10 scenario based questions. Okay, so I will go each and every one uh, and share the detailed input from my end, and also I will keep this list of questions in the interview. Okay, so nowadays I'm seeing certain companies which is as a part of screening round, they are expecting a kind of answers from our end. Sorry. And also some companies expect if you are in mid experience like 1 to 2 years, then definitely companies expect to solve some problem like challenge they will give or else a project. Okay, so we need to solve that and we need to replace them with the solving project. Okay, so whenever I was in that phase, I see many companies are looking for experience candidates, real time experience they are looking. So as a part of screening round, then they will conduct those. So after getting 3 years, more than 3 years of experience, so I don't see much those kind of a practical, but some companies still I see projects need to be done, and many companies are focusing on like directly going to the screening. Okay, so mostly some companies directly initiate a meeting and conduct a uh, like screening round, first round technical discussion. After that we'll decide we'll move further or not. Okay, so if you are preparing, so make sure you need to, first of all you need to qualify to the in the screening round for getting into first round or second round or any further discussion. Okay, so as I said, this was a company HPE, and uh, the direct company itself called, and these are the questions shared. Okay, so without further ado, let's enter into the questions and have a discussion around it. The first question was regarding the AWS. This was a scenario, let's say in a AWS account with the resources present in the US East 2 region, it is reported that a branch might have happened 4 months back. Okay, sorry, a breach, security breach, not branch, and the management wants to review any resource alteration in the AWS account for the last 4 months. Mention the AWS services required to accomplish this particular task, and also mention rough procedure how the services will be used to review the changes made. So here, for changes made in the AWS services, so we can use Cloud Trail. Okay, AWS Cloud Trail, which is a service supported by AWS, and AWS config also. and also AWS CloudWatch, also CloudWatch logs. Okay, so we can use this, and basically AWS CloudTrail gives the API activity, who called what and when they called. Okay, so basically that was the AWS CloudTrail, and we can start with filtering the management events for the US West 2 region as per the specified in the question, and we can look for the unusual principles, and we can create we can also look for whether any actions like create, deleted, or modified, uh, and also any new console logins or else requests, and we can look into that. And by using AWS config, we can get to know like uh, what is the historical resource configurations, and what is their timelines when it was created and till when that was active. And it is basically helpful to see the exactly what changed and when it was changed with the exact timestamp. And with the help of AWS CloudWatch logs, we will get to know any uh, aggregated VPCs or any aggregated flow logs. It will basically help to correlate suspicious activity to the timeline, which is we got with the help of AWS config, and we can export the findings into the S3 bucket, and we can prevent them. We can preserve them for further uh, inquiry or segregation and all. Okay, so these are the like suggested answer from my end. And moving to the next question, which is regarding the AWS only. List the different methodologies to log into EC2 instances. Among the different methodologies, state one which is most secure method, along with the requirements to set up each login method. So there are multiple methods to basically log in into a EC2 instance. One is with the help of SSH key. We will get uh, key value pair .pem file with the help of .pem file, and we can also um, log in with the help of EC2 instance connect, and SSM also will be there, session manager. So I prefer a session manager, which is SSM, um, because it avoids distributing the keys access. uh, the access will be controlled via the IAM, and sessions can be logged and audited with the help of CloudWatch or CloudTrail. And we can also restrict the network exposure. No need to open SSH ports, like that kind of restrictions. And to set up this particular method, the requirement might be, must be SSH SSM agent is instance. Uh, SSM, there will be a agent for that, and that agent need to be in that particular instance. And there will be a instance IAM role with the SSM permissions, and there will be a proper IAM user and role policies for session access. And let's say if instances are in private subnets, VPC endpoints and outbound access for the SSM need to be provided. So those are the methods, and like secure method. And moving to the next regarding the Ansible question. So first question was create an Ansible playbook to update the packages installed in a fleet of Ubuntu servers, okay, which are running in this particular architecture, and alternatively explain how will you update the packages installed in a fleet of Ubuntu servers which are running on the architecture by using a Ansible. So the task here was we need to write a playbook, Ansible playbook, which is a ML configuration, and then we need to, yeah, I mean the playbook is for we need to update the Ubuntu packages. So we can start with the playbook with the specifying, with the specifying the name, and we can give any generic name like update Ubuntu packages on the uh, existing server fleet, okay, and then we can specify the host names, okay, this is the name and this is the host, okay, and we can give the Ubuntu servers, and then with sudo access is required, so we need to write become is s for getting a sudo access, and we need to specify the tasks. For that we need to specify the name, where what exactly the package we need to update, update apt cache like that, and we need to specify the apt package, and then let's say if I wanted to update a cache, then we need to specify update cache is equal to s, and then uh, I mean, whatever the packages, let's say if you have another name of the package, like update all packages. So we need to specify the apt update, like whatever the uh, package, and then we can also specify the task as reboot if it is required. So we can also specify the reboot timeout, and basically we keep the servers in an inventory group, which is Ubuntu servers, like whatever the server, I mean, a host name we have specified, and we run this particular playbook. Uh, I mean, during that particular maintenance window, we can say rolling batches to avoid the servers to disrupt, okay, and so to avoid the service need to be disrupted, okay. And the next question was in modern IAC design, infrastructure as a code design, where instance configuration and infrastructure configuration often have significant overlap. What, in your subjective opinion, is the best place to draw the line of responsibility between the tools like Terraform and configuration tools like JF Puppet, Ansible? So here we can use basically the Terraform for immutable or declarative uh, infrastructure provisioning, like networks, subnets, load balancers, instance resources, IAM, uh, managed services like that. And coming to the Ansible, Puppet, and Chef, we can use uh, for what exactly need to runs inside that particular instance. Let's say any packages are there, some configurations need to be done, some service management or app deploy, application deployment steps. We can run all this with the help of configuration tools like Ansible, Puppet, and Chef. In practice, Terraform creates the mission and networks, and Ansible configures the configurations, I mean applications, and I mean that clear separation keeps the state management simpler and responsibilities obvious. And the next question was regarding the Terraform, where let's say We deploy a EC2 instance and components required for it to host a Nginx server, which would be accessible over the internet on a static IP using Terraform. So this was a task where we need to deploy a EC2 along with the Nginx service in, that need to be accessible in static IP address. So the approach will be simple, where we need to create a security group which allows a HTTP request, and we need to spin up AWS instance with the user data to install Nginx, and then we need to allocate an AWS EIP, and we can associate it with the instance. With the help of Terraform snippet, we need to achieve this. So basically, we need to write a HCL script. HCL is a uh, I mean language which is used in the Terraform scripts. Okay, so here where we are going to write a resources, like what exactly the resource we need to specify, we can give this, and we can give the name, like allow HTTP like that, and then we can specify the ingress and egress, and then basically that will network connectivity and ports and protocol specifications. What is the CIDR block range, and what is the source and destination ports, and what is the protocol using. With the help of ingress and egress, we are going to specify that, and then we are going to specify the what exactly the resource, okay, and what is the EAM image of that, and the instance type. What is, basically it was regarding the EC2 instance details, and what is the security group of that, and what is the user data. And then we need to run a script where it follows a shell script commands. We need to start with the shebang line, and then we need to install the, here we need to host a Nginx, right? So we need to install the Nginx, where we can start with the apt get update, and then apt get install -y Nginx, where that will install say Nginx, and then we can enable that particular service, systemctl enable service. That was the command, and we can start that particular service, systemctl start Nginx. Okay, and then um, we can specify the resource, which is the AWS CIP and web IP also, and then we can give the instance, and VPC need to be enabled, which is we need to keep true. Okay, so that is the thing how you can achieve the task, and that is my input. So it might be clumsy, or if you didn't get a clarity, so consider your response, and also do some research, or else if you have already experience, uh, try to build a answer, or your perspective on that. Okay, so these are very real questions where I also faced in some of the interviews. Okay, and the next question was, after deploying a test environment using a Terraform, your organization is discussing moving from a distributed static state to a remote state. If you were to prioritize the release velocity, which state storage methodology do you advocate, and how do you migrate the state lock conflicts if it occurs? Okay, so basically here we need to especially for collaborations, we can uh, go with the remote state S3 with the DynamoDB for logging, and basically this will use the safe concurrent work and fast release. Okay, so I mean, because it will be, I mean, the state will be centralized here. Okay, so I mean, the state will be maintained in remote, and that will be centralized. And to migrate log conflicts, we can rely on DynamoDB locking mechanism, where it will prevent the simulation of writes. Okay, and let's say small incremental changes and uh, some CI driven tasks like Terraform plan, Terraform apply. Okay, uh, we can go with the enforced approvals only. If a lock stays for longer time, um, we can investigate the owner with the help of CloudTrail, and we can get as I mean we get to know who acquired and what acquired, and yeah, those are the my inputs. Coming to the next question regarding the security, the question was, in what way are common vulnerabilities are and exploits evaluated and prioritized? Why is it important to know this responding to a security platform reporting a vulnerability? So here um for evaluation and prioritization, we go with the CVSS score. Okay, common vulnerability. Sorry, yeah, basically CVSS score. That is common vulnerability scoring system. So the exploit availability, like a public exploit, or there might be a POC for that, and then the exposure for that, uh, like how much internet facing versus internal, and what is the business impact, like the data sensitivity, what is the criticality of affected service. Let's say if high CVSS with the public exploit on a public facing service gets top priority. Okay, so I mean that will be based on that. Let's say if internal low exploit CVE, that will be I mean that will obviously low severity will be there, and prioritization helps to allocate the effort effectively rather than chasing everything at once. And the next question was, what security standards did you adhere to at your previous roles? As a DevOps engineer, how was security considered in active and participatory part of your role? So for security standards, we used to follow OWASP, Open Worldwide Web Application Security Project, where there will be a WAPS top 10 for application, API, and Docker, Kubernetes. So, and also we used to follow a CIS benchmarks for hosts and internal security policies. In my like earlier DevOps role, I integrated SAST, SCA, Dash tools into a CI/CD pipeline, And I mean, there might be different tools in that SAST SC and DAST categories. I also added ISC scanning, like check OV, Terraform compliance, where that basically enforce the pipeline gates, and high security findings will be noted and collaborated with the security teams for triage and remediation purpose. And I treat security as part of the pipeline, uh, which is basically safe left approach rather than a separate phase or team. The next question was regarding the version control, which is Git. Do you have a professional branching or merging strategy for commit etiquette? So we used to follow future branching strategy, future branch workflow, where there will be a main branch which is for production, develop branch which is for integration, and the future branches for work and hotfix for production issues. So commits are small and descriptive, where the commit, I mean, with the help of description itself, we are able to understand like what exactly the changes are made. And Uh, pull requests include clear description and testing. I mean, and also the testing notes need to be mentioned in the description. So these are the branding strategy and commit etiquette need to be followed. And the next question was, what do you consider the most sophisticated use of code version control remediation? Code version control remediation you have used it. Can you describe the situation? What requires it? So the real issue was a secret was accidentally committed and pushed. So my steps will be I will first remove the secret from the history, and I mean, by using Git filter repo or uh, Git filter branch, and then I will force to push the cleaned branch, and I will rotate the exposed credentials immediately and add a pre-commit hook, and integrate a Git leaks where it will detects the accidental sensitive data which is committed, and it will be notified. And I also informed the stakeholders and followed the organization process for incident responding. So these are the responses from my end, and this is the last question. And yeah, these are the 10 questions which is shared, and which is the to real time. Okay, so yeah, if you are preparing, do consider, and I will also put these questions in the description. Kindly check, and if you have any further questions or anything, feel free to message. Okay, and stay tuned for more videos. Thank you.